spend a good 10 minutes getting this sucker out of the box, let's just quickly go over what we have here. This is a 26-gallon oil-free air compressor. The numbers, if you're curious, we have 150 psi maximum. It's 1.5 horsepower. Again, the capacity is 26 gallon. The SCFM, or the standard cubic feet per minute, is 3.8 at 90 psi and 5.1 at 40 psi. Some of the features with this sucker, now this happens to be a kit. It also includes a 1/2-inch drive, impact wrench, and a 3/8 drive ratchet. It does include 25 feet of PVC hose, has 2 male plugs, a female plug, quick connect, and seal tape. So all that is included in the kit. This has a 500-hour life. You don't add oil to it throughout the life of the air compressor. There's no belts, no pulleys. Easy cold weather start. In fact, in this case, it's a 90-volt startup. So really a lot of nice features right from Craftsman. Now, if you're new to air compressors, let's just go over what we have here. Of course, on top you have your motor, and there's an air filter in here that you should really check every time you use the air compressor. Of course, you want clean air coming in to the air compressor, and that just makes the whole system run efficient. Directly below that, we have 2 gauges. This gauge is for the pressure in the tank, and then this gauge is for how much pressure you want going to the tool or the job that you're doing. So of course you have a regulator here that adjusts how much pressure you want going to that specific tool, and every tool is different. So if you're sanding, you're painting, you're doing auto repair, whatever you're doing, just look at the manufacturer for that specific tool and they'll recommend how much PSI you should be doing or you should have for that application. This happens to be a tank safety valve. The way that this works is any excess pressure, there's a valve in here that opens and lets the pressure out. It's a safety feature. That's all this guy is. And then on the bottom, every time or every day that you finish using your air compressor, there's a relief valve. Now what happens is condensation will build up on the bottom of the tank. So instead of having that condensation rust away and deteriorate the metal, there's a valve you open and that allows all of the condensation to escape. And you always want to do that when you finish with your air compressor for the day. And then of course, coming over to the side here, we have the power cord. If you happen to use an extension cord, you want to use something no longer than 25 feet. Make sure, of course, it doesn't have this grounding feature with the extension cord. And the gauge should be 12 gauge. Regarding a break-in period, it's not required, so you just plug this sucker in and you're ready to go. The first step is we need to attach this plug. This happens to be a male plug. We'll wrap it in Teflon tape, which the kit includes. We'll go ahead, screw it onto the air hose, and then this will connect right into the air compressor. And we'll make sure it's nice and snug. You don't have to over tighten this, but now to the left of the gauges here, you have a quick connector. You just push in the adapter. Now this is completely secured. When you're done for the day, just push this in and you're good to go. Then go ahead, plug in the air compressor. And right here is the on-off switch. Now also you want to make sure that the regulator is turned all the way counterclockwise. So it takes around 8 minutes to get up to 150 psi. Now as a quick demonstration, I'll show this air ratchet. I'm not going to do it for very long just because really this needs to be oiled, and the kit does not include the oil for the air ratchet or the impact gun. But just as a demonstration, let me just show you. In this case, this tool runs at 90 psi. So you just adjust the lever here to around 90, and then we hit the lever. And as you can see, this works perfectly okay. Now when you're done for the day, just make sure you turn off the switch here. Of course, you have to unplug the air compressor. And then on the bottom, we have our drain valve. Close it back up, and that's it.